There is an absurd amount of incredible indie games on the horizon. So many people are pushing the medium forward and making their own personal dream games. We're seeing spiritual successors that innovate on a proven formula, and completely off this planet fresh and original vibes. So let's take a look at 10 upcoming indie games that have been blowing my mind, even though I haven't played them yet. Jamphibian by Hayden isn't just another addition to the ever-expanding indie game frog pile. This is a truly standout game. And it's got one foot in the action genre and one foot in the rhythm genre, kinda like an amphibian going between land and water if you ask me. While that was a hell of a reach for a joke, it's not as long as the reach on this frog's tongue. Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of 3D platforming going on here too, with a tongue grapple and other cool moves, and everything seems to be synced to the beat in this super satisfying way. The environments you'll be jumping around have this vibrant and stylish, cel-shaded look that calls back to like Jet Set Radio, but with this fresh and bold color palette that really boils my noodle. While you're jumping around this incredible looking world, you'll run into some enemies of course, and that's when you notice that all the attacks, blocks, jumps, and dodges can be lined up to the beat of the amazing soundtrack. This adds the core rhythm game element to the combat that makes this game stand out so much. It looks like they've done this so well, in a way that honestly I'm not even sure how they pulled off. What I am sure of is that this infectious rhythm will keep me hooked once this comes out sometime in the future. Yeah, no release date just yet on this one, but it's super impressive to see what's already done so far, so go and check out Hayden's Twitter for updates, and if you want to support them, check out their Patreon. Electrokinetic by Rittz is a roguelite 3D platformer with buttery smooth movement and this mind-blowing, inside-a-computer type of aesthetic, if you know what I mean. Right now, let's talk about the fact that you can do a Metroid Prime Morph Ball move into a Super Mario 64 backflip kick into a Sable-type hoverball, all while wearing a cool witch hat. Yeah, the moveset in this game looks incredible, with more depth than a super big gulp. There is so much variety here, and what's cool is that each run of the game, you're going to end up with different variations on your moveset, so there'll be so much room for mastery of mechanics and room for player expression. I can't wait to see what kinds of wild speedruns come out of rolling with the punches of this system. Like, it's gonna encourage so much creativity in the ways that you play the levels. I am absurdly hyped for this one, and if you are too, give Rittz a follow on Twitter and wishlist Electrokinetic on Steam to make the good numbers go up. Mika and the Witch's Mountain by Studio Chibig pitches itself as Kiki's Delivery Service meets Wind Waker, and somehow it lives up to that lofty comparison. Even outside any influences or whatever, this stands on its own as an incredibly fresh aesthetic. The art style here is top notch. They nailed the cel-shaded look and peaceful vibes, and the flying mechanics look super smooth and fun. Seems like the main gameplay going on here is delivering packages and soaking in the scenery of this cute laid-back world. Now, some might be thinking, oh, so it's just a bunch of fetch quests or something, and I would say to them, first of all, fetch quests can be amazing, ask like any dog ever, and second of all, I've got faith that this team will be a bit more creative than just telling you to go from point A to B over and over or something. This one just launched a really successful Kickstarter that already met its goal, but you can go continue to support them there if you want, because this game deserves it so much for filling The Legend of Kiki's Wind Waker Delivery Service shaped void in my soul that I didn't even know existed until I saw Mika and the Witch's Mountain. I spent many hours of my life riding around as the Slim Jim guy in Dave Mirra's BMX2, so just the fact that Bombrush Cyberfunk has tubularly radical BMX gameplay had me sold. But somehow that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's skating, roller skating, and most excitingly, regular old walking around. No, but seriously, this walking around actually kind of made me super happy because it means the exploration possibilities here are going to be huge. With so many different ways to traverse, just finding new ways around the map is going to be a blast. And when you combine that with what looks to be a super good trick system, I can see myself just mindlessly riding around in this game for ages. Of course, the visual aesthetic has been nailed to the millionth degree, with this being the closest we'll probably ever get to a Jet Set Radio future sequel. The fact that they also got Hideki Naganuma on the funky fresh beats just seals the deal too. Honestly, this is just a must-play for anyone who likes characters with weird submarines for heads, and also anyone who enjoys having fun in a video game. Cavern of Dreams was not made in dreams, but it does look like my dream type game, and it has some circusy type aesthetics, so it's basically all a big reference to the Dream Clown card from Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, really, let's get back on track. I don't want to spend too much time making jokes and become a tardy orc out here. Cavern of Dreams is a beautiful N64 style 3D platformer with an interesting and fresh approach. It looks to emphasize creative use of power-ups you can find, which add a bit of puzzliness to the whole thing. There's not quite combat in a traditional sense, and there's no health bar it seems, so the challenge and tension will be brought out in some really interesting ways, with the game leaning into more Zelda-like adventure game style territories than one might expect from a 3D platformer. When you combine this unique philosophy to approaching a 3D platformer's game design with one of the best N64 aesthetics I've ever seen and what looks to be a pretty promising story, well then you've got quite the hamburger recipe going. The game also has little baby dragons you can find and raise like Chow from Sonic Adventure, and I know saying Chow just now sold the game to like 1 billion of you, so definitely keep an eye on this one if you're into raising little monsters. Go wishlist Cavern of Dreams if you like anything N64 or you're just creative and cool and fun and lovely. You're just gonna like it, okay? Play it or something. If you follow my channel, you've probably picked up on the subtle hints that I'm a fan of Analgesic Productions. So you know I lost my lid when footage came out for their new game called, well, it doesn't have an official name yet, it's just called Analgesic 5 right now. But the gameplay here is a total departure from Analgesic's previous stuff, as this game is an action RPG taking a lot of influence from Ys Oath and Felghana, and other Ys games with stuff like the bump combat type of system. Right now, it looks like there's a cool interplay between getting in close for bump combat melee attacks, which charge up your ammo for your Uzi, which can then be used to do some chip damage while you dodge around. To fit this new action-oriented slant, the music is going in a more techno direction that I am super pumped for. The art direction this game is going in also has me super hyped, with these lush, stylized forests, a cool main character that I really vibe with, and they even went so far as to include a goddamn pond. So come join me in gazing at this lovely pond as we wait for this incredible looking game to come out. Eternity Egg by USERLANDS evokes the persnippetous aura of the weird early 3D animations that haunted my nightmares as a kid. But the game only takes the best part of those and makes this fresh aesthetic that's so boldly bold. The piercingly vibrant color palette leaves my eyes bleeding and blessed at the same time. And some of the little goobers look like balloon animals, so that's neat. What we've seen so far looks super promising and full of weird and wonderful ideas. Wall running, platforming, and neat looking ranged combat against little geometry demons in this world made of Windows XP default screensavers. I kind of have no idea where the story for this will go, but any lore that would even attempt to set up this vibrant world is going to be interesting to me. So let's hope this egg of a game hatches and doesn't stay an eternity egg. Okay, next game please. VA Proxy has the most mind-melting sense of scale I've seen in an indie game. The mind instantly jumps to Shadow of the Colossus because of these massive creatures, but this is something totally different. Like, there looks to be such a variety of kinds of creatures and ways you can move around them. It looks like this high-intensity action game, something similar to Nier maybe? Maybe it's just the robot aesthetic that's making me think that, but anyways. VA Proxy looks absolutely chock full to the brim with ideas, dynamic interactions between enemies in the style of Monster Hunter, platforming that just gobbles my ghoul, of course they've got shaman mechs that can hack you, and different outfits for your robot that make different robot factions react differently to you. Oh my god, this game is so cool. I honestly can't believe this game exists and that it's in the state it's in footage. It's like mind-melting. Wait, I already said that. It's mind-twisting. I don't know what it is, but let me tell you, I need it in my life. So give Lith a follow and slam that wishlist button, cause this game looks mind-blasting. The Big Catch by Filet Group made shockwaves with its debut trailer. Like, everybody's jaws were on the floor. I checked. Y'all should really pick up those VHS copies of Jaws. Someone could get hurt. Okay, yeah, the big catch came out the gate swinging its fishing rod, and call me a trout because they got me hooked. They have the best seagull technology I've ever seen since Paper Mario, and that is a hard thing to top, trust me. The 3D modeling animation and the way it's all squishy and squashy here is beyond next level, and something that people keep comparing it to would be Yonoid 2, but that would be crazy. There's no way it's the same people. Oh. Yeah, this game has smoother moves than WarioWare with its slick platforming that looks to have this fresh and original squashing and stretching to not just its animations, but its physics too, kinda. Like, it looks to really account for momentum in this snappy way that I imagine feels awesome to play. The fact that the fishing rod gives you not only the grapple, but so many other options too just seals the deal for me. Like, the 3D platforming looks absolutely absurd. And then they hit me with the fact that you can catch fish with your fishing rod. Oh my god, they thought they were clever, you know what I mean? The big catch. More like the big cat. Okay, everyone loves when RPG battle systems throw in little Paper Mario style challenges to make pressing attacks more engaging, right? Well, Knuckle Sandwich by andybrphy took that a step further and has you play in a WarioWare style minigame for your attacks. It looks like they really understand the appeal of what makes a minigame fun and the particular design that makes something work well in such a short span of time. The sheer number of these games is bigger than this really big drawing of the word number I just did. You've got dog bone shmups, ice cream catchers, and they got goddamn Beyblade in the game, so if you don't let it rip, then you're just a big drip.
Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
There's also these stylish 3D cutscene bits that look like they came out of Flower, Sun, and Rain or something. I think this game is gonna be chock full of moments like that where the whole thing switches up for a bit. Like, it seems like the majority of the game is in this Mother 3 style pixel art, but then there's a burger stacker game mode that totally flips up the visuals from any of that Mother 3 style stuff or the battles too. And then there's these weird, trippy, ethereal moments. I don't have too much of a sense of the story yet, but what I do know is that it'll be surprising, and so I can't wait to bite into this Knuckle Sandwich. Also, Mini Pete did the promo art for the game, so I was already sold by just that. So that's 10 piping hot upcoming indie games to keep your eye on, but not too close, watch out, they are piping hot. I try not to repeat any games from my last top 10 upcoming indie games list, but there are still some from that which haven't released yet, so I'd recommend checking out that video too if you want even more incredible games to look forward to, or if you want to play some of the ones that did get released, you know, they are awesome and fun. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and thank you to all the devs involved in making these games. I feel like there's an absurd amount of creativity and passion in the indie game scene right now, and they deserve so much support for all the cool, fun experiences they're giving us. So please give all these devs a follow and support them in any way you can. Okay, see you in the next video, and have a slammin' day.